And we're live, coming to you from the East Coast and the Midwest. This is the Spitball Media Podcast. We're going to spit out a whole bunch of top entertainment stories covering a wide spectrum of the medium. My name is John Draper. I am back. I was on assignment last week, but Shaheen, you are from the city of brotherly love, and we're going to have a lot to talk about tonight in the old city of Philadelphia.
The city of champions, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm still recovering, man.
I'm sure we're gonna get there. Oh, we're gonna go there. And of course, Bisho, you kind of look like I don't know. You look like a grunge guy or like a guy in like one of those like early 2000 rock bands that had like a big hit.
He looks like he would do like a mean karaoke of "Down with the Sickness."
Yeah. Like you've been practicing all week doing that. Oh, like before.
I thought you were gonna say it looked like the frontman from Factory 81. I think that's one of those 2000s bands that my friends used to listen to. Like I said before we jumped on, I think John Bernthal with a few less chromosomes. I don't know. He always has one of those floppy hats on when I see him doing interviews now.
He has a very punchy face, though. He looks like a guy who's been hit a lot. He gets like his nose looks like it's been broken a bunch. But we are back. The three of us are here finally. I'm glad to be back. Spitball Media Podcast. Thanks for checking us out. You're checking us out on the free. Please consider going to our Patreon, patreon.com/spitballmedia. $5. It is the only thing that you're going to be able to afford probably at a certain point this year, right, Shah?
Yeah, I mean, shit. I just bought a Pepsi for $3.
Jesus, gas station Pepsi?
$3, bro. It's like $2.89 with taxes. It was like $3 something, you know.
Good crazy. Lord. And Bisho, you know, that $5 value really, I mean, when we think about the 1,000+ hours of exclusive content that we're just constantly adding more and more, it is truly an affordable premium program package.
It is. And honestly, I went back and listened to the first episode we ever did. And it's it's funny how we started with a format kind of like this, where we're all just kind of joking about current stuff going on. And then it became politics. And now we're back to doing what we initially started. So if you join Patreon, join our page, $5 a month, Q&As, bonus shows every month, and you can go back to the back catalog and check out some of the old stuff too.
Yes, the Break the Apocalypse days. But in fairness, guys, I mean, we literally picked to do a podcast at one of the lowest points in human history. Right, Shah? I mean, like there was nothing, like there was no movies, there was like no concerts, there was no sporting events.
Yeah, it was just misery, and we showed up every. I think we were Thursdays.
I think it was Thursdays.
Yeah, we would show up on Thursdays and share our misery with you and complain about the miserable life that we're all living.
No, but seriously, like Bisho, like there was no like you weren't allowed to have birthday parties. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was a very different time.
I got a one of those flashback posts from Facebook the other day. It was for my son's birthday party. And I remember we were setting up for Ninja Turtle birthday party. And I realized it was COVID and we didn't have anyone over. We just bought him this like tunnel tube to crawl through and bought.
Yes, I remember you showing us pictures of the tube. Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude.
Yeah,
it's funny to think. It's like to think about so much was missed with him because he's 7 now. He was like 3 or 4 during that time. And just to think that he was always inside and we would cheat and, you know, he'd hang out with the neighbors and stuff, but fucking weird.
Yeah. Cheating. I love that it was cheating. It was a rough time. Listen, it was a rough time. We've come back full circle. Please consider going to patreon.com/spitballmedia, $5. And of course the signature Q&A show, which for the short month, we're going to give it a rest. B-Show is going to drop a solo show this month, and we're going to finish up the Don Stoney. Get that done, and then March we'll have another Q&A. But thank you to the many Patreon people who've been keeping the lights on in this place. Yes, Don Stoney, I am from the living room because I got the puppy. I can't. You see that? That's why I'm in the living room. There you go. There you go. There's Winnie the Pooch, and so I'm on full-time daddy dog duty. But thanks for hanging out with us. B, who do we got in the chat tonight?
Quite a few people. We got Don Stoney, of course.
Of course. Well, he's getting another bonus show there.
Jamie Pennycook from across the pond.
Across the pond, very late in the evening.
John JLD 999.
Young John.
You got to do it, John, because my voice is gone tonight. Rich Dow.
Hey now, Rich Dow.
There we go. True. Let's see. Joe Punches is here.
The old Joe Punches.
Robbie Desjardins.
Desjardins. What else can I say?
We got Chris from the Bayou Geeks. What's up, man?
The old Bayou Geeks.
We got Jarek Braxton. That's a name way back.
That's an OG of my podcast life.
Yeah. Chris Matthews is hanging out.
A good friend to the show, Chris Matthews.
Robbie Rinchpin, another one from across the pond. What's up, man?
Another guy from we got our buddy staying up late overseas.
It is funny. Like long ago, I was listening to podcasts you were on, hanging out with, and in the chat room with some of these people, and now to see them in the chat room hanging with us now is amazing.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We have an
Chuck
action.
Chuck and Slave Teaks just jumped in too.
Oh, of course. Well, as we got people filing in, I'm sorry I couldn't be here last week. I was just in a lot going on. But before we proceed, I just want to say thank you. A lot of you saw today was many of you know her as Little Drapes from my Deadpool story. That's 9 years ago, people, for her 11th birthday. I'm not going to get into it, but if you were there, she turned 20 today. Shah, imagine that, like 20. 9 years ago, I'm getting into fist fights because I took this kid to an R-rated movie, and today she's 20.
That's actually pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, Shah, you met them. Shah, you met them when they were little, right? At the yeah, they were like really small.
Yeah, they were like actual kids.
Wasn't she dressed as Bailey that year you met her? You might not remember.
Yeah, I remember her. I remember her selling your T-shirts at the.
Oh, 4 years ago. Yeah, she was in like 10th grade. Yeah.
I remember that, and I remember the
14th grade. Be sure you'll get there, man. You got a long way to go, but you really don't got that long to go.
No, I'm actually getting to the point now where my clients, when I like pull up new pictures on the screen behind me at the office, they're like, "Oh, I thought she was still a baby," and it's like, "Oh fuck, I'm my dad now. I'm my dad now."
Oh yeah, it's wild. Well, listen, it's full circle. It's a circle of life. Okay. But we got a lot to get to. Listen, a lot of people expected us to talk about this. We did not talk about this offline. For the post show, we will be doing. Shah is going to be giving an in-depth review of the Philadelphia madness that went down after the Super Bowl. But I know a lot of people expected us to talk about the Kendrick Lamar performance. It is the biggest story, inarguably, of the week in entertainment. Now, Shah, of course, being a Philly person. I want to go right to you here. We're not talking about anything else. What was your take? We had not really discussed this offline, but what was your takeaway from the Kendrick Lamar, in my opinion, very mid Super Bowl performance?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it. I certainly didn't like it though. Like, I've never been a Kendrick Lamar fan. I've always liked J. Cole a lot. Like, it was always, the conversation was always between J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar as far as like the three, newer kings of hip hop. I've always liked Drake's music and J. Cole way more than Kendrick Lamar. I don't think I've ever even listened to a full album by him. I've listened to several songs.
Yeah.
And he's a good lyricist. Like, I give him that. He's super talented. But the type of music just isn't for me. His flow, like, I don't know. It's like backpack rap. Like, I just don't really like it. And you can make that argument for J. Cole, but he's just, I don't know. I like his flow better. He sings a little bit. He harmonizes. Like, Kendrick is more West Coast, strictly hip hop, and that's just never been my scene. I understood the whole message. I understood every single subliminal that was in there. I'm not one of those people that quote unquote didn't get it. Like, I got it.
Right.
I just don't think it was the performance that I wanted to see. Like, I get it. Like, you want to do it on the biggest platform there is, on the biggest night. But when it comes to the Super Bowl halftime, like, you want hype music. Kendrick Lamar doesn't have club or like club hits. Yeah, They Not Like Us. Like, I get it. That's like the biggest song of last year, but it still doesn't have that bop to it that would get the crowd hype. It doesn't. He doesn't have music like that. Neither does J. Cole. He shouldn't perform there either. You know what I mean? So I didn't understand that. I wanted Lil Wayne because it was in New Orleans.
Yeah,
and like if he came out to a Millie and then he started doing a bunch of different songs, like, he has those type of hits that everybody would know, right? And everybody would get hype over. Kendrick Lamar is not that type of artist that's going to rile the crowd up. But yeah, I'll get into it a little bit more later on. I'll let you guys give your thoughts.
Bisho, your thoughts on the Kendrick Lamar halftime performance at the Super Bowl?
So I don't know much about him particularly. I've heard some of his music, obviously. I recognize the songs that he did, the popular ones. The only thing I'll say is I understand the symbolism. I wasn't really paying much attention because I had some people over. But every time I looked at the screen, I was amazed at how low energy it seemed. Like, there was like no stage presence. There was no gaga. There was no pyro. There was no just no energy. And the only thing I kept seeing was this weird like newsboys like sidestep fucking snap finger dance. It's like, is that all you're gonna? You have like $100,000 stage. You got people, standing in place like the American flag. Okay, this is cool. You got Sam motherfucking Jackson, his motherfucking Uncle Sam,
Right.
and then kind of sidesteps. I don't know. Wasn't a fan. Didn't catch my attention, but I also didn't pay much attention to the symbolism either.
Yeah, I mean, for me, listen, I'm a huge fan of. This is definitely my age group, but I'm a huge fan of like old school, like what's considered old school now, like West Coast rap. I bought Straight Outta Compton at CBGB's Record Cantina in 1989. And they used to play Straight Out of Compton at hardcore matinees at CBGB's in 1988 and 89. I was a huge fan of Eazy-E. Even bought the ancillary shit like DOC and all that shit. And Ice Cube I'm a super fan of Ice Cube's music. I think his first debut album, America's Most Wanted, is banger after banger. And he's had amazing follow-ups for a good portion of his career. So I'm not like a stick in the mud. I'm a hardcore dude who likes a lot of like, emo shit or whatever, but like an alternative. But I love old hip hop. I was really underwhelmed. I just don't get why this is so popular with people. I just don't like the flow. I like the minimalist of it. I like that. I really like the minimalist aspect of it. But I will say this, just as a 53-year-old, hardcore guy from New York, I don't look to the Super Bowl to entertain my musical proclivities. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like Ministry's not playing the Super Bowl. The National's not playing the fucking Super Bowl. The Ghetto Boys aren't having a reunion. If they do it in Houston, you know what I'm saying, Shah? Like, I always.
Nobody would know them.
No, we know they are. Well, no, I'm saying if it was in like Houston and they wanted to do like the Ghetto Boys or something, like I would mark out like that for shit. Like if they did a tribute to fucking Bushwick Bill, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or like,
that's like getting the Wu-Tang Clan at the Super Bowl. Like this.
Yeah, like when they had New York Super Bowl and the Wu-Tang Clan played, like that, I would mark out for like a fucking lunatic. But I don't need this from the Super Bowl. It's the most commercialized event on earth. Commercials were between $4 and $8 million. To me, it's just it's saccharine shit. Like I don't care. Like I just don't care. I was looking to be impressed. I wasn't impressed, but I don't care that I wasn't impressed. I feel like this beef with Drake is very tiresome already. Like it's just, dude, you won. Like, show some grace. I mean, like you destroyed this guy. This guy's destroyed.
Right.
He'll never recover from that.
Yeah, it's funny because like I'm not even like some old boomer that's not in tune with
not at all
music. Like I listen to drill music. I even like Central C. I like some of the UK shit. Like I'm in tune with what's coming out. I just don't like Kendrick. Never have. Kendrick's been around for like 13 years or some shit.
Yeah,
so he was around when I was much younger too. So I just never resonated with Kendrick. But who said it? I'm trying to see. Somebody mentioned that Lil Wayne is Jarek Braxton. He's completely right, by the way. Lil Wayne is a terrible performer. I don't know if you guys recall or not. Remember at WrestleMania or Raw?
Yeah, he can't perform. Yeah, he can't perform.
He was terrible. Yeah,
I don't think they would trust him in that environment.
I mean, he could lip sync it. Honestly, I mean, if they lip synced everything, like that'd be cool with me. And imagine do you guys know that song "Back That Ass Up" by Juvenile? It was from Imagine if they did that in New Orleans.
It's my wedding song.
Dude, imagine if he brought out Juvenile and they did that in New Orleans. I get it. It's from
the crowd. And by the way, the crowd was dead as a doornail.
Yeah, but that's a timeless song. Even people from today would know that song. You know what I mean?
Like, the honkies would have marked out like crazy for that.
Everybody
the honkies love that shit.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say too, is like, it's not even about being out of touch. It's not like, because look, I'm sure the three of us in our music taste, if we're at a party with the most general people and they pass us the phone for the playlist, I'm pretty sure some of the music we are going to want to listen to is going to clear the fucking floor. Because it's not necessarily about what's for the group, but it's a Super Bowl. I don't give a shit either way who's playing, but to Shah's point, Juvenile would have killed it. And that's the type of music that's over right now because it's retro to the right crowd, has a lot of energy, and he'd be a hometown boy. So, you can say Kendrick is a genius, and maybe he is, and maybe there's a nuanced layer to that performance, and fine, that's great. I'm just saying, for like looking over my shoulder as I'm like talking mid-conversation at a party, nothing really caught my attention.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'll make a prediction on this show now. Next year is going to be a lot of honkies. It's going to be country. I don't know where the Super Bowl is next year, but I will go on the record now and say they'll have a country performance.
Bring back Kendrick Lamar, dude. I'll settle for that. I'm fuck out of here.
It's going to be some guy named like Luke Truck or Brian Truck or whatever the fuck Truck, Joey Truck.
Well, and like to that point, I'm the same way with rap as I am with a lot of country. It's like I like older country, I like older rap and hip hop. I don't like new shit because it just seems so watered down and homogenized. Yeah. So it's basically next year, even if it's country, it's just going to be a white version of what we saw.
Yeah, they'll bring a black country singer out, and whatever. And listen, it's silly. I hate football, and I'm just glad it's the pitchers and catchers are reporting soon. So another big story coming up. We didn't get to talk about this last week, but there was announced that Disney for Q1. Which we're still in Q1, by the way. That's the financial quarter. Q1 Disney Plus has already lost 700,000 paid subscribers. Now, I don't watch Disney Plus at all, really. I'm gonna Daredevil starting in a couple months, whatever. Or a month or so. I'm excited, and then we're gonna have the Andor season 2 and things like that, and of course the Marvel properties land there. But Shah, clearly that's awful that they lost that many subscribers. But from a Disney perspective, it doesn't really seem to matter, does it? I mean, you hear 700,000 people stop paying for a service. You think maybe that would course correct or lower or things like that. But because it's Disney, do you think that even matters because of the name being what it is?
Yeah, I mean, out of curiosity, I just looked it up. So they have almost 125 million subscribers currently. So, I mean, that's less than 1% that they lost. It's still a lot, but, I mean, it's probably like 0.7% that they lost. But that's still a lot.
My God. I don't think it is that. Yeah. No, but it's a lot. But still, you don't want to post a loss like that.
Yeah, 700,000 out of 125 million. I mean, I don't know what the math is.
Less than 1%.
Less than 1%. Less than 1. It's like 0.7 or something like that.
Right, but we're halfway through the quarter. So at that pace.
But even if they lose more and they lose up to 1%, it's still terrible. Don't get me wrong. But that's probably why they won't budge that much and care that much, because they have 124 fucking million more.
Mm-hmm. Bisho, do you still have Disney Plus?
I do. I have it bundled with Max and with Hulu. Yeah. But here's the thing. You guys have owned your own businesses. It's about scale. So they just introduced 3 tiers, and they raised the prices on all of them. There's a free ad-supported, there's a mid-range, and there's a full access one, right?
Yeah.
And so what I'm reading on Tech Radar makes sense. There was an article that said something about how they're not going to quit raising prices. Because basically what they're doing, just my perspective reading, that they're not going to stop. It looks like they're taking people who were willing to pay for it. It's $5, what the hell? It's $7, what the hell? They don't care if they lose those people because they have so many of the other people that are willing to pay $15 or $16 a month where it makes up for it. So basically they're just scaling up their business model. Right. And then they're letting other people have the $5 people who are flaky and may not, if it's not in their budget this month, they'll switch to another service. So I guess it makes sense. If you're losing less than 1% and you're still making more revenue than ever, then it's not going to hurt them at all.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that Daredevil show, I'm gonna be sitting with my pants down watching. I'm so excited for that fucking show. They started promoting it heavy in New York City today. Also Daredevil's 60th anniversary is coming up. I'm a big Daredevil guy, so I have to have it. My kids really don't watch it as they get older. They don't really watch it as much, but I think it's worth it for the Daredevil show. And I pay in advance because I've had it. So I pay whatever 120 something for the year, 130 or whatever the fuck it was for the year. I don't pay attention to this shit because it's heartbreaking. You know what I mean? But Robbie Richmond is saying they lost 4 million subscribers in one quarter, all from one country. What?
Wow. When was that?
I don't know when that was. And what was the country? Was it Guam? Because that counts with us, I think. It could be Guam.
Does Disney just pay server farms with IP addresses to subscribe
I don't know.
To their shit?
I don't know. I mean, listen, we all have, we could do a month of shows about complaining about Disney.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Robbie says that India unsubscribed en masse because they lost the rights to cricket.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, that's the national sport there,
You got to know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
Yeah, yeah, I seen some people play like locally in my old block. A family used to play out front. I love that when they do the throw. It looks like they're gonna throw like a pitch, and then it's like it's like bounced in. But speaking with Disney, this is a very big story, and we don't know where we're gonna land with this next week. So the Captain America, Brave New World, uh, which has been plagued with reshoots and issues, and 4 reshoots I think took place, if I'm not mistaken. Just plot changes and script changes, and so many changes, and then you had the lead actor make some very odd comments about Captain America's not really about America, and then have to apologize. Then there's also how they're handling the Israeli character, and they had to reshoot it a bunch because of what's going on in the Middle East and this and that. Just seems doomed. Just seems doomed as from the start. Well, the reviews are in. It's opening this weekend, and they're not great. In fact, a lot of critics are really bashing this movie, saying that it was unfinished, uninspired, dumb, didn't make sense. Where is it at right now currently, B?
52%.
Wow. And that's critics, guys. This is not audience yet. So I think they're thinking it's going to do around 90 mil opening, which sounds great if, Shah, if you're, not Marvel. But now because of these reviews, and this movie's budget is double. Shah, you're very often very critical of this in this medium as far as the Marvel. But, this is a case where they kind of set themselves up. It seems like they set themselves up from failure and just rolled with the punches.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched any of the Captain America movies, and I don't see myself doing that anytime soon. I don't know, man. I thought them scaling back on the amount of content and movies that they're putting out would help them, but still seems like they're putting out a lot of shit that people aren't happy with. Because I mean, what was it? A couple years ago when we first started doing the Spitball Media, like they were putting out constant shows on Disney Plus. I remember you guys were talking about like 3-4 different shows are coming out that are all Marvel related, and you got to watch this show to understand this movie. I'm like,
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
There's a lot of time invested into this shit, man. So I mean, they scaled back, and I thought that would help bring the quality up. But I mean, I don't know. I can't really comment too much on it because I haven't seen any of them. But it doesn't surprise me. I mean, I don't. For them to shit the bed, man, kind of on the low makes me happy because I just want them to put less shit out. I'm tired of it, man. I don't need any more superhero movies.
Yeah, I mean, some people in the chat are bringing this up. Our friends at the Bayou Geeks say not having Steve Rogers in it might be a problem. B-Show, I feel like this is a case where anyone with who took the rose-colored glasses off would know that this was not going to be a good idea.
Yeah, they haven't seemed to have been on their game for a long time now. Other than maybe, what is it, Guardians 3?
Yeah, that was great.
I think.
That was
what, a year and a half ago now?
Yeah, it was fucking almost 2 years ago in the spring.
Yeah. I just think there's too much baggage on the MCU stuff right now because, first of all, they shot their fucking wad with Endgame, and then from there you fucking cleared the slate, and now it's like, oh, let's watch these secondary characters. Let's do this. And they've gotten so down into the hole that they have to bring back... let's bring back what's his name?
Downey.
I was gonna say Tony Stark, but Downey
and the Russo brothers are back now.
So they're getting desperate. I mean, I've seen some buzz from DC, but I just think people are fucking over it. And I think every so often we've talked about, even in horror movies, like you get the creature fad, and then you get the vampire fad, and then you get the teen movie fad. I think this was Hollywood's fad for a while. And then I think once you blew it off, people were done. It's like for wrestling fans, Stone Cold Steve Austin was the biggest star on television for 2.5 years. And then when they were done with it, okay, on to the next thing. Hey, UFC.
Yeah, they never came back.
Shit.
They never came back. And I just want to say this because there's another little story we want to get to. And we have a bunch of cool trailers. Shah, there are a lot of people, critics in the last year or so, who are saying that the horror boom is now to the industry due to profitability is what Marvel was 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Do you see in other words, that the horror movies now have been carrying a lot of profit outside of the blockbuster movies for the industry, which is what Marvel was doing. Like Marvel was it brought Hollywood sort of back in the 2000s. Do you think that's a fair comparison? Because we do seem to have quite a bit of successful horror films and quite a bit of shitty horror films that do well that we don't like. And then we have ones that tank.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see the correlation between the two, like the connection between making, the horror genre, connecting that to the Marvel brand. I definitely see them because they're both, essentially carrying on cinemas right now. But I think it's on a much smaller scale, though. I mean, horror movies are, making what 30, 40 million profit, whereas Marvel, some of these movies were making $1 billion. I mean,
Right, but there's only a couple of them a year where there seems to be, dozens possibly horror films making $30 million profit. You know what I mean? Like it's not just the fucking the Blumhouses making the money.
yeah,
It's
but it takes all the A24s and the Blumhouse and the Neons to equal two Marvel movies that were successful. If
yeah.
that, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I mean, I definitely see it, making a substitution for Marvel as far as profitability, but I mean, it's on a much smaller scale. They have to put a lot more work in.
Yeah, Bisho, do you see comparisons there as from just a genre, like the genre itself, just like in other words, not one or two movies. It's the genre. Horror is very popular movies. There's no way getting around it. Marvel is not right now, or comic movies aren't right now. Do you think they replace them, even if it's temporary, if not
Yeah,
permanent?
because then it might be disaster movies again in 6 months or a year. And I get your point. I also get Shah's point. I think when it comes to genre movies, horror will always have a stink on it, and you're not going to see $1 billion horror movie. I remember when the new Halloween movie came out. They were talking about how successful it was, and it's one of the most successful horror movies of the past 10
Yeah.
years. And it came out around the time that Endgame came out. And I remember comparing the box office. Endgame made $1 billion. Halloween made $100 million. And I don't know any horror movie that's come close to $100 million in the past year or two. Maybe close, 80, 90.
Mm.
But to Shah's point, I don't think you're ever going to get to that level with horror movies. It's too taboo. But to your point, there's always going to be something to, I guess, like be the fad or carry people into the theaters. And right now it seems to be horror movies.
It does
So
seem to be horror, and even like the
yeah.
kids' movies, like the cartoon movies, don't seem to do the same like they used to do. As far as that goes, I think a lot of parents are less, or dare I say, more reluctant to shell out that money. To take a kid. I mean, I'm at that point now. I don't take kids to the movies anymore. My kids are old as fuck. As far as that goes, um, you know, but it's an interesting time, because if this fails, Marvel's got a very big Thunderbolts movie with like Florence Pugh and all these other big stars in it, Sebastian Stan. These are people, Academy Award nominated people and things like that. And if that fails, then they might have to hold their nose because they're going to go into, which we will get into the Fantastic Four trailer, and see if because that's got to compete with Superman. So we are going to have that, in the week there. And there's a week in July where the game is going to be very different. You're going to have Fantastic Four, and then you're going to have Superman in a week, 2 weeks possible. I think it's 2 weeks. Might even be a week. Don't G-check me on that. But that's not till the summer, as far as that goes. But there's another interesting story that hit today. There is going to be a new Cape Fear. Now, Cape Fear has been made twice. There was the original Cape Fear, I believe, in the late 50s, early 60s, and then the early 90s version of Cape Fear, which I believe, Shah, isn't that
Scorsese?
Is it Scorsese? Okay. The Robert De Niro, Nick Nolte, I forget who was the female. Juliette Lewis was the daughter, but we're forgetting the mom there. She ended up back in American Horror Story. I always forget her name. Well, it's getting remade, and we got some pretty big names attached to it already. B-Show. Who is attached to this currently?
So it looks like Amy Adams is going to be the lead.
Okay, the mother character there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the rest of the cast. I know Javier Bardem is in it, but I'm trying to figure out who.
Now we have to assume Javier Bardem is the Max Cady character, really famously played by Robert De Niro. Just brutal performance. Shah, you a fan of Cape Fear?
I've never seen the original. I've seen the Scorsese one.
Yeah.
Barely remember it though. I mean, I haven't seen it for fucking like 15 years probably.
Mm-hmm.
That's a movie I'm waiting for them to remaster in 4K so I can actually watch it again. Because a lot of movies, man, I just don't go to rewatch them until they get like a 4K because I'm like, chances are if I stream it right now, it'll get announced in 2 weeks and then I buy it and then I don't want to watch it again. So a lot of these movies, I'm just waiting on them to get upgrades so I can kind of revisit them. But yeah.
Okay. And it looks like B-Show, it looks like they got some big executive producers attached to this for Apple TV.
Yeah, who looks like Nick Antcosta, Martin Scorsese, and Steven Spielberg. Holy shit.
Jesus
Who's
Christ.
Nick Antcosta? I know that name, but I can't
I know
place
that
who it
name too.
is.
Shah, do you know that name?
I do not. No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for this. If you're telling me Javier Bardem is going to be Max Cady in a fucked up modern Cape Fear, what is this guy attached to?
That's what I'm looking for.
Looks like a young guy. Channel Zero. Oh, did you guys ever watch Channel Zero? Yeah, Brand New Cherry Flavor was huge in Channel Zero.
Yeah, I saw that. I actually saw that TV show.
Yeah, that was big. That was really popular. Wasn't that like
yeah, Brand New Cherry
Flavor?
Flavor. I don't know if it was super popular. It was very like surreal and weird. It's my type of horror. So if this guy's behind it, I'm kind of excited for it. Oh, Hannibal.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay, so this guy. All right, this guy's got a good pedigree
so
here, and he knows his shit. Bisho, were you a fan of the OG, not the original Cape Fear, probably, but the black and white one, but the '90s version?
Yeah, never saw the black and white. I am a fan. I've seen the '90s one time.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say we were on vacation and we had rain in the in the forecast, so we stayed inside and watched Cape Fear, which is strange enough. I think we were in Mexico, but
oh wow,
yeah, kind of cool. I always dug the character. De Niro's awesome. Creepy.
Oh, I got you now, bitch. When he bites her cheek off.
Oh shit! I can't quote it. I saw it one time.
I got you now, bitch. Oh my god, dude, he's brutal, man. And he's all cock diesel. He's all like in fucking prison shape with the Henry Rollins tattoos. And he's well read, and he's walking out there like, "You want your books, Katie?" He's like, "Read them already." Like, just walks out and counselor. Oh, dude, Javier Bardem is gonna own that motherfucker.
Yeah, I didn't realize Robert Mitchum was the original.
Yeah. Robert Mitchum was, Robert Mitchum was the character, and I think maybe Gregory Peck was the attorney. They both had cameos, I think, in the remake. Shah, now I'm curious. I want to go back and watch that and see if it holds up. Remember, it had a very like modern, like quick cuts and like a score. It was very loud. And Jessica Lange was the mom. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, Jessica Lange.
I like the tattoos in the movie too. Seeing Robert De Niro with all those fucking shitty like punk rock tattoos is hilarious.
Oh yeah, prison tattoos, and he's in the prison shape. Like his physical shape was from doing calisthenics, because there's no weights, so he's just doing like crunches and sit-ups and push-ups all day. And he's like 5'0" but he's ill in that movie. Javier Bardem is a big opposing man, Bisho, so I'm very curious like how that's gonna play, and whoever plays like the counselor character has to play off of that. It's got to be a big name for sure.
Javier Bardem has such like a presence.
Oh, he's fantastic.
It's gonna cast a pall over whatever. Just his face, his body, his entire body. Whatever he is, his old je ne sais quoi.
His stature is like.
Yeah.
I mean, Shah, do you think possibly No Country for Old Men, his Anton Chigurh character, easily top 10 greatest characters in modern cinema history,
right? Probably not in my top 10, but I wouldn't argue with somebody if they put it in their top 10.
He's so ill in that movie.
No Country for Old Men, and I remember There Will Be Blood came out in the same year, right? Like that was a fucking monstrous year.
It was like a year, or like a year and a half time.
Well, they were battling it at the Oscars. That's what it was.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah. You might be right. Because he won supporting actor, and I think he won actor. I mean, you're just not going to see two movies like that in a year ever in the next 50
man. It was like two fucking bangers just going. We've had like Barbie and Oppenheimer, but it's like
Oppenheimer was a very high end, performance-driven film,
right? But it was going against Barbie, though. Imagine if Oppenheimer was going against like a movie like Killers of the Flower Moon or something, along those lines. But
right, yeah. I'm excited for this. I love Amy Adams. I always feel like she puts in 100% in her roles, and I'm curious to see who else is going to be attached. Who's going to play the daughter? That's a very important role because there's a lot of inappropriate sexuality there as a minor, and that's not, if you remember, it's a little pedo ish there, because he's fucking with her, psychologically, and he's trying to get her to want to fuck him. And she's like 15 or something. It's fucking ill, yo. I'm excited for this.
Man.
It's so grody, but it was so powerful, and it was dude. They were all nominated for Academy. Juliette Lewis nominated for Academy Award for that. She was playing a 16, and she was like 17. and I think she was banging Brad Pitt, who was like 28 at the time or something. It was just so great, And then Robbie brings up De Niro was so method. He went to a dentist to put his teeth in bad shape so that Katie looked more like a weather-beaten prison guy from fighting. That was the OG De Niro, man, when the art was everything. Now it's unfortunately the politics is everything. But listen, we got a bunch of amazing trailers to check out. I want to get to this Gator Creek one.
Wait, real quick. Did you hear about the rumors that Mel Gibson refused like $100 million or something
to work with De Niro?
He didn't want to work with De Niro because he's too woke.
Yeah, it was a Netflix movie. It was a
Netflix.
Right?
Yeah, Netflix pays big bucks in advance because they got to pay you flat. Yeah, they just paid like Sandler, and Jim Carrey to do something together, like $600 million.
I wish I had enough money to where I could turn down $100 million on principle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Mel Gibson is Mel Gibson at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's batshit crazy.
He don't give a fuck. But
did you see any of the clips?
Bisho, I just realized who you are, and I can't believe it's hitting me so vividly right now. You might not know who this is, but do you know who Tim Pool is?
Oh fuck! Come on, really?
If you pull him up and do a side by side, everyone is going to agree. No, you just look. You don't act like.
I'll never wear this hat on camera again.
You're not Tim Pool.
I don't wear this hat because I'm bald like he does.
I know he wears it because he's bald. I'm wearing the hat because I don't have hair.
Yeah, no, someone called out. He's like, I wear the hat so I'm not easily identifiable in a crowd if someone wants to attack me. I'm like, no, motherfucker, you're bald and you're insecure. That's why.
No, but I'm just saying it's because it's so low, like over the eyes. It's very Tim Pool. I'm just saying. Look,
maybe I'll do the John Bernthal and wear it half off.
Yeah, do like that. That looks cool. That's that. You see that? I'm with that. But listen, we want to get to these trailers. So we got some big ones and we got some small ones. But
Shah looks like he's gonna break in my house.
Yeah, I actually have a ski mask over there too.
He looks like he's in a lineup. You guys look.
So this one is.
It looks like I'm telling the story of how you both broke into my home.
I'll go get my ski mask.
I should go put a fucking hat on.
We're gonna be in a new alt Harry and Marv. Oh Jesus Christ! What the fuck did I get us into wearing this stupid hat, guys? Oh, don't say someone looks like Moxley. Fuck that guy. He sounds like a boat motor. If you guys are familiar with John Moxley and fucking AEW, tell me John Moxley when he gets fucking ranting sounds like a boat motor underwater. Ski mask. Here we go. Oh,
all right.
Now John got his on. There we go.
Now we can play. Okay.
Nice. Now we're all waiting on Shah to show back up with his fucking ski mask on.
He's gonna show up with ski mask. Can you pull up that Gator Creek trailer?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay. Yeah, so we got some big trailers to go through, but I wanted to watch this Gator Creek trailer with everybody. Maybe this is going to be a thing now. We all just do this. This is just what we do. This is going to be where the show goes. Three hat mafia.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, leave that in that. See, now you look like you're protesting against the Jews outside of Columbia. I don't know.
Yeah, this is how it went out for Philly, man. Just
we're going to get to that on the post. So people, this would be a great week to join the patreon.com/spitballmedia if you want to hear about that. Do we have the Gator Creek trailer?
Yeah, it's coming up, man.
All right, the dog's getting annoyed. Hold on one second.
All right, here we go.
All right, this is it. Gator Creek. Oh, my God. Nothing better than an alligator movie.
Vertigo releasing, does that mean anything to you guys?
No.
All right, I feel like we've talked some of those movies before.
Today's destination is Florida. We're going to be flying real low and hugging the coast, so you can see the wetlands in all its glory.
So you know something bad's happening because it's in Florida. Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
This is the largest wetland system in the entire U.S.
And we are out of luck for signal.
No one's coming. No one knows that we're here. Guys, look. It's a cabin. That'll give us a vantage point. At least we can see what's coming.
Here we go.
Fuck. Those gators look terrible, though.
Well, I kind of figured that was going to happen.
We're outgunned, outnumbered.
The cabin is safer, but we have no food, so it's either stay here and die or try to survive.
Why don't you try to kill the gators?
There's been rumors. Gators acting strange.
It's a bunch of hipsters, John. They don't
attack
know what
habits.
Oh my God.
Out to kill.
The hell is this?
Not just to eat.
This must be what's making them go crazy.
What is this, cocaine gator?
Yeah. I want to see more of the alligator.
If they stare you in the eye, don't try and hold your ground. Just run. And don't look back. This is what you want, right?
Stupid hippie.
Yeah, Shah, if the Gators looked cool, that movie would be really cool, right? That's the problem.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm kind of sold on it. I think it looks fine. I don't have any problems with it.
It's hard to tell, like from this,
I think they look fine. I mean, these Gators kind of look like the ones from Crawl.
Yeah. It's not as I mean, I've seen that.
Crawl was a banger too, dude. That movie.
Crawl was fucking dope, but that's Andre Aja, whatever did that fucking movie. So Bisho, do we think the Gators are on crystal meth?
Oh, they have to be. It's Florida. In fact, if it's Florida, it's got to be
bath salt, dude. It's bath salt.
I think it's bath salts. Chat room, what do you think the alligators are on? Like, we don't know. We just because they're on something. Is it crystal? Is it bath salts? Is it fentanyl?
Dude, if it was fentanyl and it was crocodiles, they could have called it Fetty Croc. That would have been amazing.
Fetty Croc. That was my nickname in college.
That'd be a great name.
Bisho, I know the Gators aren't going to look. I didn't think they looked terrible necessarily because I feel like we didn't see them enough. Jamie says drugs from the plane. No, they were obviously experimenting on them in the bayou there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, look, this movie reminded me, the trailer anyway, of Anaconda, and it was kind of funny because like watching Jon Voight with that horrible accent, that fake accent in Anaconda. Yeah. And then this dude did it too. This guy's like, there's the crocodiles in the way.
By the way, they're remaking Anaconda right now with Paul Rudd and Jack Black right now.
Fuck.
They're remaking it right, like as we speak. They're filming it right now.
I kind of want that to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it is. No, you can look it up. They're making videos of it.
No, because I love the original Anaconda, but it doesn't hold up well with the graphics.
No, it does not.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the practical parts are cool, but like, dude, some of those CGI scenes are terrible. And like, I want more Anaconda. I love fucking wild animal movies. Like, this is my subgenre, other than like art exploitation and grindhouse type shit. Like, this is what I kind of gravitate towards.
Yeah.
Is Matt Gaetz from Florida? Do you think that's where he stashed all his drugs when they were investigating him?
Allegedly? That might have been where he hid all the underage women in that cabin. That might have been what was there. Alleged. Anyway, we're going to get to another trailer. This is a big one, people. So a lot of people have been talking about this new Jurassic World, the relaunch. Scarlett Johansson is one of the stars.
Damn, John got so excited about Scarlett Johansson, he exploded. Holy shit. Oh, there he goes. He's back. What happened?
No, I don't know.
I thought you got so excited about Scarlett Johansson coming up, you exploded. We lost
No. But the new Jurassic Park Rebirth movie, it's called Jurassic World. Is it Kingdom? What is this called? Jurassic World Rebirth is actually what it's called. Shah, I know you're a big Jurassic Park guy. Bisho, are you a Jurassic Park fan?
Yeah,
I like them. I'm not a big fan, but anyway, this is it. This is the new one coming out this year. It's called Rebirth.
This is a show, right? This isn't like a movie?
Oh, it's a movie.
I'm mission specialist. Sorry, what mission?
Oh, fuck me. No, please.
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my God.
Fortunately for us, all these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
More or less?
He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah. She's looking better and better.
Avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore.
Why's that?
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
Do we have to get a sample from an egg?
I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size
So
of
they're
an
almost
F-16.
special opsing this shit to go in and get whatever they
Maybe
need.
we should make it
Yeah,
quick.
B-Show, pause it for a second.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm a little behind in my Jurassic Park. B-Show, where are you in Jurassic Park? I'm like maybe 2 movies behind.
Yeah, me too. I saw one of the newer ones with my
I saw one
son
new one, I thought it was
recently,
okay,
but
and then I
yeah.
watched, I think, a second one. I think I'm maybe 1 behind. I mean, I think they're okay. They're entertaining, you
Yeah.
know. Shah, where are you in the history here? Are you like really behind?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I'm 3 behind. And you know what, man? I'm so annoyed that they're fucking making a new one, because I literally probably 6 months ago bought this gigantic 4K steelbook fucking box set of it. Dude, I spent like $220 on it because I'm like, oh, okay, they wrapped it up. They put out a set. Like, this is it.
Right.
Now I got to fucking, dude, I'm so annoyed with that shit, man.
All right.
My OCD
Well, I
kicked
know
in.
I know a little something about this from reading it, but let's just say they're pulling in aliens, and you might be able to get what I'm talking about. Let's finish the trailer. I mean, the dinosaurs look great. They look good.
These dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park.
Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors.
The worst of the worst
Oh boy.
were left here.
So they're like the bad news bears of the dinosaurs.
Come on! Duncan!
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
What the hell are those?
They're helping the mosasaur defend territory, stalk, hunt.
None of what you just said is good.
So let me tell you what I heard. I'm just spitballing here, pun intended. There is a version of a dinosaur that is loosely based on the xenomorph. So they're combining basically the 3 like most dangerous and making like a xenomorph version shot for this new film, which could be cool. I mean, it might look awesome, but supposedly they're not even pretending that it's not taken from it. It's part of the story.
Yeah, I read an article and I already watched the trailer, but I thought it was a TV show. I didn't realize
No,
this
it's
was
a movie.
another fucking movie, dude. So that annoyed. This is what I was talking about.
Mm.
Fucking bought this set. All 6 movies are in here.
Wow.
Now I have this random extra fucking movie that doesn't fit. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
That's dog shit.
And they're gonna make more. And they're
I
definitely
know.
gonna
That's
make
so
more.
annoying, though.
Yeah. Like some people are saying, same old AJ. What's up, AJ?
I thought it looked great, though. Like
It looks good. I mean,
I
Bisha, you
thought
can't say it. It doesn't look like you would. It looks like if you paid money to go see it, you wouldn't like be disappointed. You know?
Yeah, I mean, look, Godzilla X Kong: The New World was not Godzilla -1, but it was still a fun movie. My kid and I enjoyed watching it.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
You know, it was fun. They look good. To me, if they look good, and Shah, I know you probably feel this way too. If it looks good, I'm already kind of on board. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. It looks
It's
good.
hard to have like a. I mean, no, I shouldn't say it's hard to have a bad Jurassic Park movie, but they're all entertaining to some extent. You know what I mean? Like, they're pretty easy watches. It's pretty fucking fast paced.
Yeah.
They never had bad graphics because it's a big budget
No,
movie.
we pay a lot of
so,
money
like,
for those graphics.
I already know it's gonna look great, and I'm probably gonna enjoy it. I haven't seen the last, I think, 2 maybe or possibly 3, so I'm a little behind. But
okay. Well, listen, you got to catch up before the summer.
well, I do have these.
I do want to
right here. Just gotta fucking watch them.
Yeah.
I did want to say I did like the idea of them being stuck and like stalked on a yacht or whatever it was, like in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, I like the swimming ones are always interesting.
Yeah, I like the water. Yeah,
I like the water.
Yeah, it adds another element of danger. We've seen them, in the jungle 1,000 times. Now it's like, okay, shit, now they're stuck on a fucking boat like Jaws.
Yeah, if anything, put them in the projects or something. Like, to me, that's what I would like to see. I mean, I think that would be kind of cool. Like,
Slave
you know what I
Chiefs,
mean?
there
Like,
you go.
Yeah,
Citizens on patrol.
Citizens on Patrol. There you go, Slave Cheeks. Anyway, we got 2 more trailers. One of them is an A24 dark comedy that got a lot of attention the last couple of days. That looks really good. It features Paul Rudd as obviously the star of the movie, and a guy from not as well known, but he's got a cult following. He has a TV show called I Think You Should Leave. Tim Jacobson, I think I always make fuck of his name. He just did a big Super Bowl commercial. He was on Saturday Night Live for a little bit, never really took off there, and then he started doing like these sketch comedy shows. This movie looks great. It's called Friendship, and it's an A24 comedy. We're gonna check it out.
Hello?
Red Rocket?
Howdy. Howdy.
Honey, the new neighbor invited you over for a drink at 8 tonight. I said you'd go.
You don't know my schedule.
You sit there every night. Might be nice to have a pal, you know, a bud.
Hey guys, this is my neighbor Craig. He's the best.
I was spiraling. I mean, I see the way the guys look at her. I'm scared.
Sheila's lucky to have a dad like you.
Boy, you should know that I've got you on my mind, your secret admirer. I've been watching you at night. I think of you. I want to be your baby.
If your game is on, give me a call, boo. If your love is strong,
I can see the future. It's full of pals. I'm on the edge of life, and the view is gorgeous.
All right, let's pause this for a second.
We had a couple of really nice hangs.
All right, shot right off the bat.
I mean, I'm into it. I don't know how much of a comedy this is.
It's gonna take a turn because it's
seems more of like a, I don't know, heartfelt, like, I don't know, fucking. No, I'm wrong. This looks like a midlife crisis, like fucking.
It's poking fun at that, right? Like, right. and it's gonna take a very bad turn. Be sure you already know where this is probably going.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The funny thing too, the irony is that his wife pushed him into it. You know what I mean? It's it's such a guy thing. It's like, you need to get out, Mike.
The tagline for the movie, by the way, the tagline for the movie is "Men should not have friends," and I'm really into it. Okay, here we go. Here comes the twist.
But I think it best that we go our separate ways. I don't wish to continue this friendship.
You all accepted me way too fast. You can't do that. You made me feel too free. People need rules.
You should be dead, you psycho! Who are you?
Give me a second chance. Get to know me.
There's a new Marvel out that's supposed to be nuts. We should go see that.
Shah, what are you thinking? A24?
I'll definitely check it out. This isn't a movie I necessarily need to see at the theater, but I'll definitely check this out. It looks entertaining, you know. But I was gonna say though, it does feel like I Love You Man, kind of, because it's
supposed to be a very dark, but it's supposed to be very, very dark.
Right.
Very
same
dark.
actor too, right? The guy from
No, Paul
Rudd.
Paul. Oh, I thought you were talking about the other guy.
Carell.
No, it's what's his face? The guy
I
from
forget his name, but
the guy from How I Met Your Mother. He's funny too. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, that guy.
What is this other guy's name, B-Show? Can we just pull it? I forget his name. He's very popular right now.
I've never seen anything he's in, but I know he has a popular meme right now where they mix him and Starship Troopers, like, my pre-workout, I'm doing my part. The weights, I'm doing my part. And then my fat ass in bed, I ain't doing shit.
His TV show is called I Think You Should Leave. It's a sketch show. It looks really, really funny. But Jason Segel is from I Love You Man.
Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson. Yeah. He's pretty funny, actually. And Shah, he's got that, like, very un-Hollywood face. Like, you know.
He was in that shitty Detroiters pilot that they did with Tracy Morgan that had nothing to do with Detroit.
Yeah, you guys should check out like some sketches of his. You've probably seen them virally on called I Think You Should Leave. They're all highly inappropriate, like fucked up short sketches of like guys saying inappropriate things at work and stuff. Yeah, Robbie, the DJ, is saying you remembered him on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, he was on Saturday Night Live for a couple of years, maybe 2 years, and he had very few things, but it's not for everybody, that medium, as far as that goes. But I've seen some of his sketches. He's a funny dude, and I've heard nothing but like that. Apparently, like he just becomes so obsessed with the Paul Rudd character, who's a weatherman. And like, it was just like, he just like, he can't, like, he was so excited to have this guy to hang out with, and the guy cuts his throat, and then he doesn't know how to handle it. So he goes insane. He like does like dark shit. So, and of course, Shah is A24.
Yeah, A24, man, they've been hit or miss with me. I mean, I don't think they've put anything bad out necessarily. It's just a lot of movies that necessarily don't.
Yeah, I mean, they're a much bigger brand,
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of bigger brands, this is a big one. So this came out last week. It is the relaunch, if you will, the brand new Fantastic Four, which takes place in the 60s. I know a guy who said they should have done that for many years, but we won't get into that here. Now,
what was his name, John?
His name was John Draper, and he would say this constantly.
I know that guy.
All over the place. So this is a big one. This is Marvel has failed to make this property viable. It wasn't under their umbrella. It was under another studio umbrella. They finally got the rights back. They've had failed version reboot not that long ago. That was a disaster. This got Pedro Pascal and the dude from The Bear and the kid from Stranger Things and some broad I never heard of. I don't know, but it also has Galactus, and it's in the Marvel universe. Here it is. It's a Fantastic Four First Steps. It's a much shorter trailer, but we're gonna play it for you now.
Victor dreamed about a suit of armor around the world.
Now we will protect the world.
Oof.
Jesus.
As a family.
Before we went up the first time, we wanted to change the world.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
I'll do everything in my power to reverse what happened to us.
We became heroes.
Ben always told me he just wanted a family.
We are a family.
How's that sauce coming? Okay. Okay.
All engines running.
The same energy that gave us our powers is coming to Earth. Let's make the world safe for our children.
Now, B-Show, this is not the official trailer. There was that was not the actual trailer.
That's what came up. Let me see. This one,
yeah.
9 days ago?
Yeah. It's a little different. It's actually a lot different.
H&R Block, we'll go through your tax
one I just
return
played
from
said
the past
2 days
3 years for any money.
The one you just played, I think, is an abridged version. This is the trailer.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
So, by the way, the reason I like this is if you can pause this.
Sunday,
this is clearly the 60s, and you couldn't get that from the other trailer. So they made this the actual 60s when Marvel, like when this actually started. It's not.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, I like the title too. Like it has that 60s.
The card, the title card. Yeah. And that'll be fleshed out a lot better here.
And even like the interior design right here, it looks like something out of the Jetsons.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the 1960s. Go ahead, Bisha. I'm sorry.
No, that's I was just gonna say, like the laminate, the fucking orange and white with the weirdo fucking lights on top.
It's pretty cool.
Looks good.
Looks good.
Dot, no matter what, we're all here.
Oh, there we go.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming? Yeah, I'll be the judge of that. Okay. Okay, is this guy good or what? I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
T-5.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has He's always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi.
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us.
Why does she look like Whitney Cummings?
Yeah, I don't like.
Love that car though.
Yeah, fantastic car. Malkovich. Look at fucking Galactus.
As a family.
Shit.
Much
now,
better.
Shah, the voice of Galactus is the father from The Witch, with that deep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Good for him, man. He's starting to do a lot more.
Yeah, he's got that voice. I mean, Shah, this looks really different. Like it just doesn't look like anything you've seen before, really.
Well, I was gonna say I've probably never been more excited for a Marvel movie than this. This is probably my favorite trailer that they've done because, like, even more than like Deadpool, Wolverine. Like, I'm more into this than that. My only complaint is that the Thing, man, his voice is what the.
That's what I think. Physically, he looks great. The CGI looks good, but they did it. They left the actor with the same voice, which no one seems to know why that is.
Yeah, it's very odd. It's throwing me off. I hope they do fucking voice, and it's just like
you want him to have a tough, like I'm the thing,
Yeah.
like clobbering time, like that's the thing
Right.
saying,
Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say I hope they do a bait and switch where almost like the Ninja Turtles movie where Shredder's like, in the city we will do what we want, but in the movie it's actually we will punish the turtles. They could do that, I guess.
Yeah, one thing I am a little concerned about, which I didn't see anybody else mention at all, and by the way, this trailer was downloaded like billions of times. We didn't see Mr. Fantastic do any stretchy shit, guys. We didn't see him stretch, and that's kind of what you want to see with the Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, he was
right,
the only
Matt?
one we didn't see any powers during that whole thing. Everyone else got to show their shit.
Yeah, I mean, Shah, if that don't look good, the movie's. I mean, Galactus is going to be crap, but if that doesn't look good, the movie's in the toilet for people a lot of ways,
Galactus. I think he's
No,
gonna look
Mr.
good.
Fantastic stretching.
Stretching.
Like that's got to look good.
I'm sure he's gonna look fine. I mean, I forget the character's name. The one that's on fire. The fire.
Johnny, Human Torch. He looked good.
Yeah, I mean, the fire looked fucking amazing.
Fire looked good.
The only thing I'll complain of as far as the CGI is some of those still shots where it kind of lingers on the Thing when he's talking. His mouth looks very CGI-ish, but in the action shots when he's running and stuff, he looks incredible. Yeah. It's just the certain shots where they're focusing on his mouth and he's talking for a few seconds. You can definitely tell it's completely CGI.
Yeah, that Bisha, I'm gonna make a prediction. I think this is gonna do very well. I really genuinely think because of they put a lot of work into this. They meticulously cast it. There is a lot of characters that they have not disclosed, like Mole Man is it? Like there's a lot. Like basically, there's going to be a montage of them fighting their most famous villains.
Oh wow!
Like Mole Man and all that shit.
I hope it does well. I mean, I won't front and say I'm the biggest Fantastic Four fan, but I always had a soft spot for them. And like I said, I used to watch old cartoons back in the day, even if it was like the Justice League and shit from like the 70s. What was it called? Super Friends. Sorry.
Super Friends.
Yeah, I mean, I got the second run Hanna-Barbera stuff from Cartoon Network back in the 90s, so I like this type of stuff.
Yeah.
I hope it does well. I don't know how much of a following Fantastic Four has in the general community.
Yeah.
But I hope so. They got some good stars. The only two things I didn't like were that chick looks like Whitney Cummings, which is good and bad. And the one shot from the short trailer I played by mistake when you show Galactus in the sky behind him looked really bad. It looked like it was hand-drawn animation. So
yeah, they're protecting Galactus, but we're gonna see a full-on giant fucking Galactus in Manhattan in 1962. I was like, holy fucking shit! And they're gonna explain how this ties into everything else.
That's what I was just going to ask. Fatty just said it's going to be an alternate universe. So does that mean it takes place outside of the whole?
Yeah, it's not 616 where we live. Okay. Where but there's Galactus is going to start something that causes the Secret Wars, and you will see them interact with the Marvel Universe. They are part of the Marvel Universe, and we will also have mutants. So it's a fun time to be alive. I'm just glad it looks good. I hope it does well. I'm excited for it. AJ Daniels is saying, my grandfather showed me the old cartoon. Yeah, the old cartoon with Herbie the Robot and all that shit was great. You know, they even have the robot from the old school cartoon in there, and the Fantastic Car. I would have liked to have seen some stretching because that's kind of a big deal. But let's see what it looks like.
You think they're saving that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I think they're saving a lot. You know, they didn't give us too much. They gave us. People wanted to see the thing. They wanted to see, you know, they wanted to see what they were doing. I'm excited for it. It looks great. It's definitely a different vibe, different everything. It's not the same old, and it's not an origin story. That's the big thing. They exist. They're the thing already. They're the thing. They're the only superheroes in the world. They live in New York, and it's 1960s, and they protect everybody from threats. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited to get to this post show because Shah is going to give us a insider scoop on the Philadelphia Eagles winning in the streets.
Yeah, man. That's why you should sign up for Patreon. But I know we're going to wrap it up. Wasn't there a Plastic Man movie supposed to be coming out?
Yes. Well, Darren Aronofsky supposedly is writing the script.
That's right. Yeah.
That's and it's going to be dark. It's good because Plastic Man.
I forgot about that. You mentioned stretching, and I was like, shit, wasn't there supposed to be?
Yeah.
Dude, I'll watch the shit out of that.
Hell yeah. Love Plastic.
That's what I'll
Plastic Man. He's insane. He's a fucking insane person. And Darren Aronofsky's going to go all method on that shit.
It's such a different project for him. He's done nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know when he does something, he gets into it. Like he fucking, you know, he goes deep. He'll go deep in the paint with that, and it'll be its own thing.
Dude, he showed up to CZW for the wrestler. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how invested he gets into the project.
He did spider web pane glass just to get to use CZW.
Jesus.
But
is there any word on who he's writing that character for?
No,
yeah.
But if Darren Aronofsky asks you to be in a movie B show, you're probably going to do the movie. I mean, it's probably, you know what I mean? Like nobody's going to say no to that dude. He's a fucking genius.
I know. No, I'm just
It'll be Timothy Chalamet. That would be kind of interesting. Timothy Chalamet as Plastic Man. Anyway, consider going to Patreon, patreon.com/spitballmedia. Let's plug our friends. Let's plug the Deathmatch Outlaws. The Hey Now, Rich Dow. He's got a podcast. The Drew Yari Experience. He's currently a Captain America probably right now, I bet. Cassette Classics 86 on YouTube. The Down on the Thundercast. The Don Tony and the Kevin Castle. And, of course, the Wrestling Soup. And we have the Necromaniacs podcast with the Inhuman Experience podcast. Our good friends at Ringsiders Wrestling. They're making a little bit of a comeback there. My friends in the UK. You got Mojo and Dirk's Most Dastardly Show, The Garden of Doom, The Old Guy Metalcast, MJW Games, Cherry Jesus on YouTube, and his band Kaiser. Our friend Sam Hoyos, his band Playing Dead, and the Red River Podcast. Bayou Geeks, that's Fat Day 316, the High Marks Podcast, the Midnight Mass Creature Cast, the Weekly Detour with Anthony Alston and Teddy, and of course the Guns and Geeks Podcast. And Shah, we want the kids subscribing to the Old Planet Mondo, correct?
Please do. I don't have anything uploaded yet, but you never know when I might pop up. So go ahead and subscribe.
And he'll be wearing a hat. And of course, B Show Brian, you're going to be giving a solo show on our Patreon, but you're also do you have anything cooking on the B Show Brian channel on the old YouTubes?
Yeah, I actually did a test run for a show and turned out better than I expected, so I should start putting up regular content normally, and I'll try to put it up early for you guys. It just depends on how often I'll get to record. So just go to bshowbrian.com, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, hit that subscribe.
I love you all very much.
And of course, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe for our YouTube channel. We got a fun show. Thank you guys for hanging out in the chat. Sorry I was not here last week. Glad to be back. And of course, we'll be getting B Show's going to drop a solo show for you, I think, possibly in the next week. And at the end of the month, we'll be doing the Don Stoney round 2. And then next month, we'll be back to the Q&A. Stay frosty. We'll see you guys next week on the old Spitball Media podcast.